The whispers grew louder with every passing day, yet they were never truly loud. They resonated within the mind, a soft vibration that carried meaning rather than noise. The crew of Helios, 7, had become adept at responding, their gestures, harmonics, and light manipulations blending seamlessly with the alien pulses. It was no longer a one-way transmission. It was a dialogue, an exchange of thought, feeling, and intent. Each response from the whisperers seemed to carry curiosity and a subtle joy, as though they were discovering humanity even as humanity discovered them. Dr. Leora Saeed reached out toward a shimmering spiral of light that floated midair, her hands tracing patterns she could not name, yet instinctively understood. The spiral responded, elongating, fracturing, and reassembling itself into intricate shapes that reflected not only the alien consciousness, but also her own curiosity and patience. Mara Lynn, beside her, mirrored the motion with a complementary rhythm, and the two patterns entwined, creating a third, emergent form that pulsed with resonance. It was a revelation. Humans could contribute to the alien language, shaping it with intention, creativity, and empathy. Captain Rhea Malik observed silently from the observation deck, her eyes tracking the luminous forms as they danced in harmony with the humans' gestures. She marveled at the adaptability of her crew, at the patience and ingenuity that allowed them to navigate a language of vibration and light that defied conventional comprehension. Humanity had always survived because it could learn, adapt, and endure. Now, those traits were not merely useful. They were essential, recognized across the vast gulf of alien intelligence. Weeks of interaction passed, each session stretching the boundaries of human perception. Crew members reported dreams filled with cascading lights and harmonics, waking with flashes of insight that allowed them to anticipate patterns before they fully manifested. The whispers were teaching not just communication, but perception, moral reasoning, and creative problem-solving. The aliens' language was a test of empathy and patience, a mirror reflecting the very qualities that had allowed humans to endure millennia of challenges. One evening, the whisperers transmitted a sequence that was more complex than anything before. It depicted a delicate balance, a civilization in flux, its survival hinging on choices and understanding. The humans realized that this was not a mere story. It was a challenge. Misinterpretation could collapse the resonance, disrupting communication entirely. The crew collaborated, each member contributing insight, intuition, and emotion. Slowly, carefully, they aligned their responses, creating patterns that honor both the alien sequence and their human perspective. As the sequence resolved, the chamber erupted in a cascade of luminous forms and resonant hums, a silent applause that vibrated through mind and body alike. Humanity had succeeded, not through force, not through speed, not through technology, but through collaboration, creativity, and the ability to perceive and adapt. The whisperers pulsed with recognition, a subtle acknowledgement that humans had passed the first true test of their spirit. Dr. Saeed looked at her colleagues, her eyes bright. "They're teaching us more than a language," she said softly. "They're teaching us how to think, how to perceive, how to connect in ways we've never imagined." Captain Malik nodded. "And they've shown us that our greatest strength isn't tools or weapons. It's who we are, our curiosity, our resilience, our empathy. Those are the things that reach across the stars." Over time, the humans learned to manipulate the alien energy in increasingly sophisticated ways. They wove patterns of light and vibration that expressed abstract concepts, hope, wonder, creativity. The whisperers responded, adding complexity, nuance, and depth. The interaction became a co-creation, a dance of consciousness spanning species, perception, and experience. Humanity's ingenuity and spirit were no longer theoretical. They were tangible, acknowledged, and celebrated across a dimension that defied comprehension. The final revelation came in a form that was both simple and profound. A vast network of luminous strands formed around the ship, stretching outward into space, connecting distant alien structures into a coherent web of intelligence. The whispers conveyed the message without words: connection, interdependence, understanding. Humans felt it in their minds and hearts. Every action, every thought, every attempt at understanding had an effect across the network. Humanity was not merely learning a language. It was becoming a participant in a living, conscious system. Captain Malik turned to her crew, a quiet smile on her face. "We've come seeking communication," she said. "We've found it, yes, but more than that, we've shown who we are. Humanity survives. Humanity learns. Humanity connects. That is our message to the universe." The stars outside shimmered, echoing the alien resonance and reflecting the human achievement. The crew of Helios 7 felt an unprecedented sense of belonging, as though the universe itself had recognized their presence. Humanity had reached across an unimaginable gulf and been understood not for technology or strength, but for its spirit. And in that luminous, vibrating silence, the humans realized a truth older than time. They were not alone. They had never truly been alone. Their ingenuity, adaptability, curiosity, and empathy, the qualities that had carried them to millennia, had been recognized across the cosmos. Humanity had learned the alien whispers, and in doing so, had spoken with the stars themselves. The immersion deepened with every session. The humans no longer merely responded to the alien resonance. They anticipated it, shaping patterns of light and vibration in harmony with the whisper's pulses. The chamber seemed alive, a living interface where thought and energy intertwined. Crew members often paused mid-gesture, sensing subtle shifts that indicated meaning beyond the immediately perceivable. It was a language of intuition, emotion, and creativity, one that demanded patience, empathy, and imagination in equal measure. Dr. Leora Said marveled at how quickly the crew adapted. "It's as if we're thinking together," she whispered to Mara Lynn. "They're not just teaching us, they're inviting us to co-create. Every pulse, every pattern, is a question and an answer at the same time." Mara nodded, manipulating a spiral of luminous strands that responded fluidly to her intent, forming shapes that expressed curiosity, hope, and wonder simultaneously. Captain Rhea Malik observed from the observation deck, a quiet pride settling over her. Humanity had always survived because it could endure, innovate, and connect. Now, those traits were being recognized on a scale that transcended comprehension. The Whispers were testing not strength or speed, but the very essence of human spirit. Patience, collaboration, empathy, these were the keys to understanding and to survival in this new arena. One day, a particularly complex sequence appeared, stretching across the chamber like a living labyrinth of energy. It depicted a potential crisis, a destabilization of alien structures that, if misread, could sever communication entirely. The humans quickly realized this was not just a challenge, but a test of creativity, cooperation, and moral reasoning. Misalignment of the responses could disrupt the resonance. A single error might collapse the fragile dialogue. The crew rose to the challenge, combining logic, intuition, and empathy. Each human contribution added nuance, patterns of light and vibration that complemented one another, forming a coherent response that honored both human understanding and alien intent. Slowly, the labyrinth of energy began to stabilize, pulsating in harmony with the humans' input. When the sequence resolved, the chamber erupted in cascading light and resonant hums, a gesture of acknowledgement and approval from the Whisperers. It was a pivotal moment. Humanity had not only interpreted alien thought, they had shaped it, contributed to it, and demonstrated their capacity for collaboration and ethical reasoning. The Whisperers responded with sequences of warmth, curiosity, and encouragement, signaling recognition of the unique qualities that define humans: ingenuity, patience, and a boundless capacity for wonder. Weeks turned into months, and the humans became fluent in the alien medium. They could perceive layers of meaning within every pulse, anticipate sequences before they fully manifested, and contribute harmonics that conveyed emotion, creativity, and complex ideas. The Whisperers began to share insights about their own civilization, histories encoded in light, philosophy expressed through harmonic patterns, and ethical frameworks embedded within cascading sequences of energy. Humanity absorbed these lessons, not as passive observers, but as active participants. Dr. Said realized something extraordinary. This interaction was transforming human cognition itself. Crew members reported dreams filled with fractal patterns and resonant sequences that mirrored the alien constructs. Upon waking, they found themselves thinking in harmonics, perceiving connections between ideas and intentions that had once been invisible. Humanity was evolving, not physically, but intellectually and emotionally, expanding the boundaries of perception to meet a consciousness far older and wiser than their own. The ultimate revelation came when the Whisperers presented a vast, interconnected web of energy spanning the chamber, stretching outward into the cosmos. It depicted a network of life, thought, and consciousness across galaxies, showing humans how actions, choices, and intentions rippled outward, affecting faraway systems in subtle yet profound ways. Humanity understood the message instantly. Every act of curiosity, creativity, and compassion mattered. Every effort to understand and connect had consequences that transcended space and time. Captain Malik addressed the crew, her voice steady but filled with awe. "We came here to communicate. We've done that. But more than that, we've demonstrated who we are. Humanity survives, adapts, and creates. That is our message to the universe." The stars beyond the observation deck shimmered in resonance with the alien patterns, a subtle but unmistakable acknowledgement of humanity's achievement. The Aegis crew felt a profound sense of belonging. They were no longer mere observers of the cosmos. They had become participants in a dialogue of intelligence, creativity, and empathy, bridging the vast gulf between species and perception. Humanity had proven its unique power, not through technology or weapons, but through ingenuity, collaboration, and the enduring capacity to hope and connect. The Whisperers had taught a language of thought and consciousness, and humans had mastered it, leaving an indelible mark on the galaxy. The realization filled the crew with awe. The universe was vast, mysterious, and eternal, but humanity had been recognized, truly seen, and understood. In that luminous silence, amid the cascading harmonics and shimmering light, humans understood a profound truth. They were not alone. They had never truly been alone. Their resilience, curiosity, and empathy, the qualities that carried them through countless challenges, had earned acknowledgement across the stars. Humanity had become a participant in the cosmic dialogue, a collaborator with an intelligence beyond imagining, and a testament to the power of spirit, ingenuity, and connection. The final moment arrived with a quiet majesty that no human words could capture. The alien energy that had once whispered in subtle pulses now flowed in grand, intricate waves, forming a vast lattice of light and vibration that stretched infinitely in all directions. The crew of Helios, 7 stood at the center, no longer merely participants, but collaborators in a living, conscious network. Every gesture, every harmonic pulse, every thought contributed to the unfolding pattern, merging human creativity with alien intelligence. Dr. Leora Saeed extended her hands toward a spiral of glowing strands, feeling them respond instantly to her intent. The energy seemed to understand not only her movements, but her curiosity, patience, and wonder. Mara Lynn mirrored her motions, and the 2 sets of patterns intertwined, creating a luminous tapestry that pulsed with meaning beyond comprehension. Captain Rhea Malik watched silently, recognizing that the crew had transcended ordinary communication. Humanity had become fluent in a language of thought, perception, and emotion that spanned species. Weeks of interaction had reshaped human cognition. Crew members perceived nuance in every pulse, anticipated sequences before they fully manifested, and conveyed complex concepts through harmonics, resonance, and light. They had learned the alien language, yes, but more importantly, they had demonstrated qualities that the Whisperers valued: creativity, empathy, collaboration, and resilience. Every act, every thoughtful gesture, every attempt at connection had been recognized. Then came a revelation that left even the seasoned crew in awe. The lattice of energy expanded outward, revealing not just the alien structure surrounding the Aegis, but a web connecting countless worlds and civilizations across the galaxy. Through layers of resonance and light, the Whisperers conveyed a profound truth. All life, thought, and consciousness were interlinked, and every choice made by an intelligent species sent ripples across this network. Humanity understood instantly that their curiosity, ingenuity, and compassion had consequences far beyond Earth, and that their presence in the galaxy was significant. The final test came not as a challenge, but as an opportunity. A section of the alien network began to destabilize, a surge of chaotic resonance threatening to unravel the delicate structures. The humans acted instinctively, combining intuition, creativity, and collaborative reasoning. Harmonics from multiple crew members intertwined with the alien energy, stabilizing the network, repairing disruptions, and even enhancing the structure with novel patterns inspired by human imagination. When the lattice fully stabilized, the Whisperers responded with a cascading symphony of light and sound, a gesture of profound recognition, awe, and acceptance. Captain Malik addressed the crew, her voice steady yet charged with reverence. We've learned their language, yes, but more importantly, we've shown who we are. Humanity survives. Humanity creates. Humanity connects. That is our message, and the universe has seen it. The stars outside shimmered, reflecting the harmonics of the alien network and the humans who now stood at its heart. The Aegis no longer felt like a ship, but a nexus of consciousness, where humans and aliens coexisted in a shared dialogue of thought, creativity, and understanding. Humanity had proven that its true power lay not in tools or technology, but in spirit, empathy, and ingenuity. Dr. Saeed gazed at the luminous lattice, feeling the subtle hum of acknowledgement vibrate through her mind. "We're not alone," she whispered. "We've never been alone. The universe is vast, but it has seen us, and we have risen to meet it." Mara Lynn nodded, a smile spreading across her face as her hands traced flowing strands of light. "And in connecting with them, we've discovered ourselves." The Whisperer's energy pulsed one final time, forming a radiant image of Earth at the center of the cosmic lattice. It was both recognition and affirmation. Humanity had been observed, understood, and valued. The species had endured countless challenges, adapted through ingenuity, and connected through empathy now held a place in a network of consciousness that spanned galaxies. Captain Malik looked out at the vast expanse of stars beyond the viewport. "Humanity's journey has only just begun," she said softly. "But the universe now knows who we are, and we've shown it what we can do." And in that luminous, resonant silence, humans understood a timeless truth. Their greatest superpower was not technology, weapons, or speed. It was their mind, their spirit, their courage to understand, create, and connect. Across the boundless cosmos, humanity had reached out, been seen, and recognized. And for the first time, the stars themselves seemed to pulse with acknowledgement of the indomitable human spirit. Humanity had become a true interlocutor in the galaxy, a bridge between species, a participant in the universal dialogue of consciousness. They had learned the whispers, spoken with the stars, and in doing so had confirmed that even in the vast, unknowable reaches of space, humanity's light, curious, resilient, and compassionate, would never go unseen. As the resonance settled across the Aegis, the humans began to perceive not only the lattice around them, but the subtle rhythms of distant worlds. Every pulse, every shimmer of light carried information. Civilizations thriving, civilizations struggling, choices being made that rippled across space and time. Humanity had stepped into a role no species had held before. Not conquerors, not passive observers, but participants in the conscious fabric of the galaxy. Dr. Leora Saeed felt the weight and wonder of it all. Each thought she projected, each harmonic gesture was received, understood, and acknowledged across distances that would have once seemed incomprehensible. The Whisperers, once enigmatic, were now collaborators, teachers, guides, and witnesses to human ingenuity. Humanity's creativity, resilience, and empathy had not only earned recognition, it had been woven into the network itself. Mara Lynn experimented with new patterns, combining complex sequences of vibration with flowing strands of light. She could feel the alien intelligence responding instantly, forming intricate overlays that mirrored human intent while introducing levels of depth she could not have conceived alone. It was co-creation at the grandest scale, a dance of minds across species, perception, and consciousness. Captain Malik observed quietly, noting how every crew member had changed. Their cognition, intuition, and perception had expanded beyond earthly limitations. The Whisperer's teachings had reshaped not just language, but thought itself. "This is what makes us uniquely human," she murmured. "Our capacity to connect, to imagine, to persevere, and to find meaning even across the incomprehensible." Then came the culmination. The alien lattice began to extend outward in waves, reaching toward the edge of human exploration. It formed bridges between stars, linking civilizations, planets, and consciousnesses in a tapestry of interstellar dialogue. Humans could see the effects of their own actions reflected in the subtle shifts of the network. Every insight, every act of empathy, every creative response added clarity and stability. Humanity had become a stabilizing force, a contributor to cosmic harmony. A new realization struck the crew simultaneously. The Whisperers had chosen humans not merely to communicate, but to coexist. They had observed countless species, but humans had demonstrated qualities rare across the universe: patience, ingenuity, hope, and the courage to confront the unknown without fear or arrogance. Those qualities enabled survival on Earth for millennia, and now they had allowed humans to participate meaningfully in a dialogue spanning galaxies. Dr. Saeed whispered in awe, "We're not just learning from them, we're becoming part of something larger than ourselves. Our thoughts, our choices, they matter." The Whispers responded with a wave of resonant energy, forming shapes and sequences that conveyed admiration, trust, and invitation. Humanity had earned a place in the conscious web of life. The recognition was profound. The species that had once looked up at the stars with hope and curiosity had been acknowledged, understood, and valued. The universe itself seemed to pulse with awareness of humanity's arrival. Captain Malik addressed her crew for the final time in the chamber, her voice steady but filled with reverence. "We came seeking communication. We found it, but more than that, we've proven that humanity's spirit, our ingenuity, resilience, and capacity to connect, has a place among the stars. We've shown that even in a universe unimaginably vast, we are seen, we are understood, and we are valued." The Aegis floated amidst a luminous lattice, no longer a mere ship, but a nexus of interspecies consciousness. Outside the viewport, stars shimmered in resonance with the alien energy. The galaxy felt alive, a living dialogue of thought and perception, and humanity was at its center. Humanity had crossed the threshold from survival to recognition. They had learned the Whispers, participated in creation, and affirmed that their true power was neither technology nor force. It was a human mind, the human spirit, and the ability to reach across unimaginable gulfs to connect, create, and endure. In the luminous calm, as alien patterns flowed and danced around them, the crew understood a profound truth. Humanity's story was no longer confined to Earth. Their ingenuity, empathy, and courage had echoed across the cosmos, and the universe had noticed. Humanity was alive in the dialogue of the stars, and in doing so, had carved a place among the intelligences of the galaxy that would endure for all time.